والذين إذا ذكروا بآيات ربهم لم يخروا عليها صما وعميانا والذين يقولون ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. صلوات. Brothers, before we begin, I've been requested by the President to ask you all to move forward with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Yesterday we had discussed how to keep the spiritual heart alive. The heart, in many ways, you can look at it like a body. It can go through periods of health and sickness. A heart which is healthy is known as qalb salim, a tranquil heart, a good heart. And then if we allow illnesses to come into it, then it becomes what the Quran describes as fi qulubihim marad, that in their hearts there is a disease. And a diseased heart has certain signs. And if a diseased heart remains diseased for too long, then that heart dies. And if the heart dies, well, then that is not very good for the soul in this world and the life hereafter. So we said there were 4 areas which Amir al-Mu'mineen describes as how to enliven the heart. فَأَحْيِ قَلْبَكَ بِالْمَوْعِظَةِ. Number 1, to heed admonition. Number 2, zuhud, which we said is lack of attachment to materialistic things. Number 3 was yaqeen, and number 4 was hikmah, or wisdom. Now, building upon that, we have tonight's discussion in which we're going to discuss how to nurture ourselves and our families. And those of us with children, me included, inshallah, it is something very beneficial. And these are all from the advice of one Imam. And I've chosen this Imam because when I did a review of his hadith, I found many of these instances where if we apply a little bit of thinking, these ahadith that we come across all suggest to us how to structure our lives and how to nurture our lives and our families. And this is from Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salatu wassalam. Indeed, it is one of the biggest challenges in today's age and in the societies in which we live, that we raise children in a responsible and appropriate manner. And to put it bluntly, to raise children that are better than us. Every parent has this wish: my son or my daughter should be better than me. Unfortunately, what we see in some places is that is not happening. So we cannot say we are progressing. We'll have to just admit that we are regressing. We're going backward. Quran describes it as follows. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In surah number 25, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has these 5 ayats. وَالَّذِينَ لَا يَشْهَدُونَ الزُّورَ وَإِذَا مَرُّوا بِاللَّغْوِ مَرُّوا كِرَامًا. He begins by saying about the mu'mineen. We had a question 2 nights ago about what are the signs of a mu'min or someone on the right path. Allah says they are those who do not give false testimony. They don't lie. They're honest. When they come upon vain talk, people can approach us. They have ghibat, they do backbiting, they gossip. When they come upon these kinds of vain talk, marru kirama, they adopt a sense of nobility. In other words, they don't go into these things. It's very difficult, isn't it, when someone, maybe even a friend or a family member, comes up to you and starts doing ghibat, and we feel sometimes, how can I break this conversation? It'll be disrespectful. Allah is saying no, it's going to affect your nobility. Be a kareem, be a noble person, and move along. Don't participate in this in a polite way, of course. وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِّرُوا, those who when reminded of the signs of their Lord do not turn a deaf ear and a blind eye to them. Many a time we want to be guided sincerely. We say, "Oh Allah, guide us." We say, "Why is Allah not giving us a sign?" You know, the sad part is that actually Allah is always giving us signs. But if we are blind and deaf, we cannot heed those signs. This is the issue. The issue is not that Allah is not giving us signs. The signs are there. We are unable to heed them. وَالَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ, and these people, these mu'mineen, have a dua. يَقُولُونَ, they say, رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ. O my Lord, grant me in my spouse and in my offspring that which will give me قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ. In English we don't have these words. We'll say in English, peace of mind, coolness of the eyes. In Urdu we would say, aankhon ki thandak, dil ka sukoon. So, oh Allah, give me something that gives me sukoon in my heart, coolness of the eyes, aram in the heart, tranquility. وَجْعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. Now this is very interesting. Oh Allah, not only that, but make my family unit leaders of the pious. Even we are not saying, "Oh Allah, make us pious." We are aiming even higher than that. Meaning, a family unit, if structured properly and nurtured properly, if proper tarbiyat is done of a family unit, not only can they become good and pious, they can be leaders of other pious people. And God bless those families in our communities throughout the world who have maintained this level of piety. And they are really valuable to each community. And without them, we would be suffering. Ulaika yujzaun. They shall be rewarded with sublime abodes for their patience, and they shall be met there with greetings of peace, to abide in them forever. Hasunat mustaqarran wa muqama. This is an excellent abode and place. This is what Allah says is the effect of a powerful, spiritual, akhlaqi family. Now, the question is, how do we achieve this powerful, spiritual, akhlaqi family? So I have some ideas. I will share with you tonight, inshallah. We'll try to get through all 8 points. There are 8 ahadith from Imam Muhammad Baqir alayhi salatu wassalam. Let us start with the very basics. People say, where do we start? We know there are challenges. We know we have issues. We know our families have certain issues. Where do we start? The challenges are immense. The influences from non-godly sources are immense. Where do we start? Imam gives the following advice. Inna na'muru sibyanana bis salati idha kanu bana khamsi sinin. Imam says, we the Ahlul Bayt begin our children on prayer from the age of 5. فَمُرُّوا سِبْيَانَكُمْ إِذَا كَانُوا بَنَا سَبْعِ سِنِينَ. You can take that you start your children on prayers from the age of 7. In other words, between 5 and 7. Children ideally should be performing their namaz between these ages. If we are leaving it close to bulugh to give them the habit of prayer, I'm sorry to say, it's too late. All is not lost, but it's going to be difficult for that child at that stage to inculcate namaz in their lives. So the first thing that I would say as a practical is that no matter how difficult it is, and it is difficult, believe me, we come home, we are tired. You sit in traffic, especially here in LA, mashallah, lots of traffic. You sit in traffic. You come home, you're tired, you're hungry, you've had a stressful day. You want to watch TV, for example. You want to go on your phone, for example. You've got lots of messages to catch up on. Keep a principle in your family. Keep a principle in your house. If it's namaz time, nothing doing, everything is put aside. If you haven't done it already, it will take time to implement. But believe me, within months, not instantly, but within some months, you will see an effect. You will see that naturally, your day becomes structured around prayer. Activities get structured around prayer. And children will then actually start to implement this themselves. They will miss it. They will say something is not right. We haven't said our prayers. Shall we stop and pray? And then they will be your guides. Namaz, a priority in our homes. TV goes off, gadgets are put aside, other things are done later on, namaz is observed first. Now, let me give you one more tip on a practical level. In your prayers, if you are not doing this at the moment, then for God's sake, do not start all of the ta'aqibat and mustahabbat on day one. All of the long du'as, no, don't do it. Because what will happen is you'll burn out and you'll get frustrated. So instead of starting from a lot and then reducing it to nothing, start from the little and then gradually increase if your hearts desire it. In mustahab and wajib actions, we have this golden rule. In wajib, whether your heart wants to do it or not, it has to be done. So in wajib, we try to convince our hearts to do it. In mustahab, you should see, is my heart wanting to do it or not?